Rocket League has been dying for like 6 years now. That's not me being dramatic, that's just what the comment sections say. Every year without fail. Game's dead. Epic killed it. Nobody plays this anymore. And yet, here you are, watching a video about Rocket League. I think about that a lot actually. Why people keep coming back to this game specifically. Not out of habit, not because there's nothing else to play. There's plenty of other games. People come back to Rocket League for a different reason. And I'm not totally sure what that reason is yet, but I think it's worth figuring out. I think the first week of playing Rocket League is genuinely unlike anything else in gaming. You have absolutely no idea what you're doing. Your car goes where it wants, the ball goes where it wants, half the time you're just boosting around hoping something works. And somehow, it doesn't feel frustrating. It feels incredible. Which is funny because the whole concept is objectively ridiculous. Cars. Ball. Soccer. That was the game. Psyonix had actually tried the idea before in 2008. A game called Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars, which is somehow both the best and worst name ever created. But almost nobody played it, so they tried it again. They simplified it and put it on PlayStation Plus for free, and millions of people downloaded it without really planning to. Then they played it, and then they couldn't stop. Because underneath all the chaos, there's this feeling. This quiet feeling that you're starting to understand something. Week 2, you finally hit the ball before everyone else. Week 3, you make a save that actually looked intentional. Then one day, you fly. Not properly, not well, but for half a second your brain realizes, wait, I can do that now? And that's the feeling Rocket League gets you addicted to. That visible feeling of improvement. Most games don't give you that, at least not like this. In Rocket League, you can literally feel the gap closing between the player you were last week and the player you are now. Slowly, but clearly. And once you feel that for the first time, you spend the next 3 years chasing it again. At some point in every Rocket League player's life, they see a clip that doesn't make sense. Like physically, mechanically, your brain just rejects it. Somebody flies across the entire arena, hits the ball off the ceiling, resets their flip somehow, then redirects it into the top corner, in a real match against real players. And your first reaction isn't even impressed. It's confusion. Because it genuinely looks like a different game. Like somewhere between you learning not to score own goals and that clip existing, there's an entire universe of skill you didn't know about. And I think that's the moment Rocket League hooks people permanently. Because now you know the skill ceiling exists, and it's way higher than you thought. Most games have a skill ceiling you can kind of see from the beginning. You understand roughly what the best players look like, but Rocket League doesn't work like that. Every time you think you've seen the limit, someone just shows up and resets the entire scale again. Musty invents a flick that nobody had ever seen before. Justin wins a world championship at 16 years old. Zen touches the ball in ways that don't even look intentional anymore. And every single time, you watch it and think the same thing. I want to do that. Not because you think you can, just because of the fact that it's possible at all makes you want to try. Rocket League esports honestly shouldn't work. Like on paper, it makes no sense. The ball moves too fast, everything happens instantly, and half the time the play's already over before you fully understand what happened. And yet, Rocket League esports is one of the easiest games in the world to feel. Because even if you don't understand the mechanics, you understand the moment, the pressure, the crowd, the countdown, The ball hanging in the air with 0 seconds left. And then there's Justin's goal. If you've been in this community for more than 5 minutes, you already know the clip. Game 7, World Championship, 0 seconds on the clock. NRG is losing. The ball gets popped up into the air. Justin flies up.
And it's almost there. Justin keeps it alive. Teleport's there. Bounces into the corner. NRG still around. Justin is there for the shot. Justin! This is Rocket League!
And he scores. And for a few seconds, nobody even knows how to react. Not the crowd, not the casters, not even Justin. Because that goal didn't just tie a series, it became the Rocket League moment. The clip everybody sends to their friend when they say, okay, no seriously, watch this. And I genuinely think thousands of people reinstalled Rocket League after seeing that goal. Not because they thought they could do it, but because they wanted to be part of a game where moments like that were possible. There's a specific kind of frustration that Rocket League players understand really well. It's not normal gaming frustration, it's the frustration of watching something you genuinely love get handled by people who don't fully understand why people loved it in the first place. When Epic Games bought Rocket League back in 2019, the community kind of held its breath. And at first, it seemed okay. Free-to-play brought in millions of players. Queue times dropped. The game suddenly felt alive again. But then the changes started happening. Trading disappeared. Menus changed. Everything slowly started feeling more corporate. And people noticed immediately. Not just because features were disappearing, but because the feeling was changing too. Rocket League used to feel handmade, like it was built by people who actually played it obsessively. Psyonix felt like that. Epic didn't. And even if people couldn't fully explain the difference, they could feel it. But here's the weird part. Nobody actually left. Or at least not fully. People got angry, people complained constantly, people said the game was dying every single season. And then they queued another match anyway. Because underneath all the frustration, the actual game was still there. The same physics, the same impossible skill ceiling, and the same feeling you get when something finally clicks after failing it 400 times. And honestly, being angry at Rocket League while still loving Rocket League is probably the most Rocket League thing ever. Maybe one day Rocket League actually will die. Every game eventually does. But honestly, I don't think we're close yet. Because right now, somewhere in the world, there's still some kid loading into free play for the first time. Still somebody hitting their first aerial. Still some random player scoring a goal they'll remember for years. And still entire crowds losing their mind over a 0-second shot. And as long as Rocket League can still create moments like that, people are going to keep coming back. Again, and again, and again. Because maybe people don't come back to Rocket League because they miss the game itself. Maybe they come back because they miss the feeling of improving at something that once felt impossible. And once Rocket League teaches your brain that impossible things might actually be possible, that's a really hard feeling to forget. And maybe that's why Rocket League refuses to die.